Good evening, everybody. Welcome to one of our MRC kind of helpful hints videos. We did one just before the start of the season, of course, where you had to sit and watch my Mercedes sat on the start line as we talk through the rules and regulations for Season 6. This time, however, a little bit more exciting. We have cars on track. I am joined by my fellow stewards, Connor, Chris Bailey, and, of course, Red Car Rambo. They're joining me, and we will be highlighting just a few issues, I should say, or a few pieces of driving etiquette that we have seen and been brought to the attention of the stewards so far this season. We are here at Monza. We found that this is a good track to show a few of the general awareness and potential hazards that we've seen so far this season. The drivers are just going to be doing an outlap. There's no kind of need for setups, anything like that. So they'll be running around together. We'll be flicking through different camera angles to try to show you the best possible viewpoint. And just there to aid drivers, there to help everybody, especially through the lower tiers, tier 3, tier 4, of course, new to the league, new to online racing as well. And it's going to be an interesting one. It shouldn't take too long, maybe about 15, 20 minutes of your time. But it'll be up there on our YouTube channel for all to see. And we'll stay there as well. So Ryan in the Aston Martin. We've chosen 3, excuse me, different colour cars just to help you as well determine who is doing what, and just to help distinguish them as we go into some racing scenarios as well. Connor and Chris a little bit ahead. Ryan's catching up rather quickly now. He's coming into Ascari, so we will start this at the beginning of next lap. There we are, all down the back straight. So what we are going to look at today is, first of all, we will, as they're now riding in tandem, which is fantastic, we're going to start by going down the main straight. Chris Bailey is going to lead. Connor is going to be in second. Ryan, we're going to use a viewpoint of Ryan in third. They're all not going full racing speed, but they're still going pretty quickly down that main straight. We're going to look at dive bombs into turn 1. This was a key point. So the DRS is wide open. As you can see, Connor's pulled out. Is he going to have a look and then brakes very, very late? And there, straight away, there was contact between the two, and Chris is in the wall. That is exactly one of the perfect examples of kind of how not to do it. Really, I think Connor tried to back out, but very, very late on the brakes, and we caught a good angle as well of that to say, look, that was very late from Connor, and didn't really give Chris any opportunity. So there's a dive bomb. Now we've got coming into turn 3, and I think Chris has just overheated his tyre, so he's trying to catch back up to them. So drivers back in sync. We're on board with Ryan. He's in the third of this trio at the moment. So that's one example of a dive bomb that didn't pay off there from Connor. It was a little bit further back. Will have had a bit of overspeed, but not enough kind of due care and attention really to give room for Chris, and didn't give just that respect to the driver in front as well. So we're going to go back round to do it again. Connor's going to be in the lead this time, with Chris in second. We'll ride on board with them both, and then we will switch and we'll have a look at doing one into turn 3 as well. We saw that quite a bit round the race here, but there we are. Connor now in the lead outside of Parabolica. We're going to ride on board with Ryan. He's looking further back from this. So we can see Chris is quite far back, but he's going to have the overspeed. Connor's going to brake on his markers, and then Chris takes that move very late, and again contact between them. And that just shows how late you need to brake, and kind of you saw how far back Chris was from that on-board shot of Ryan. And it is one where it is better to back out of that one. Connor tried to go down the escape road the first time round. Of course, it didn't unfortunately work very well for him. But if you are further back, try exercise due caution earlier on the brakes. You know, the driver in front is going to be trying to brake as late as possible as well to defend. we're not going to be bothered about the 5-second penalties, the little bit of argy-bargy on track. But what we're going to do now is looking at general awareness, forcing a driver off the track. They're coming through the Lesmos now. Ridecart Rambo is in second. He's going to follow Connor into the Scary chicane. And this is going to be an example of Connor giving racing room, weaving to defend. Now Ryan goes to the inside line. He is up alongside and then backs out there as well. But there Connor goes deep into that corner trying to outbrake Ryan. But, however, as Chris has had a little bit of a moment, and but there was racing room on the inside. Chris did not try to turn in. If you saw that on board with Ryan, we saw the McLaren tried to brake late and didn't. He was a bit too late, but racing room was given, and that's something we've tried to push a little bit for drivers to not turn in on another. If you were seeing in your mirrors using the red lines that Connor will have had on his screen and MFD, and he would have seen that there is the Aston Martin on the inside and gave racing room, forced himself to go a little bit wide, but however there was enough of the car alongside on that one. So we're going to go into turn 3. Connor in front again, Ryan in second, Chris in second. So we're just going to ride on board with these two. Now this is all about giving a space in a battle and forcing a driver off track. We know on the exit they're going to be side by side. Chris is actually side by side there. So what they're going to do is have a little contact, and Connor's going to go around this time. This is difficult to choreograph, I'm not going to lie. But there we are, look at that, side by side through the Lesmos, and Chris runs Ryan really wide into the gravel and has a spin himself. That is all about giving the driver room, forcing the other driver wide. And there was contact and a spin from Chris. Ryan managed to keep it in a straight line. That is not allowed. He forced the driver off there. Ryan was easily alongside. And unfortunately, there was contact and one of the drivers spin. In a race condition, that would be damage as well. And surely a penalty from the stewards as well. So, give space. Chris knew Ryan was there. Ryan was far enough alongside, and he was pushed off the track. We're coming up to the Parabolica now, all three drivers in unison. It's very easy to run wide. We're going to ride on board with Connor. I think Chris is going to go very, very wide there, as he has now. That's going to come up onto the racing line. There we go. Chris not looking when he was going to rejoin, and sends Connor into the barrier with contact. That's all about giving the driver enough room and rejoining the track safely in a good manner. Didn't back out there, Chris. Chris really just kept his foot on the gas. Didn't look who was coming, didn't look in the mirrors, didn't use the rear view monitor that is available in this game that a lot of drivers do use. And we do implore the other drivers to try and bring that up and use it as well. And he would have seen that Connor was there in his mirrors in the way as he was going to try and rejoin the track, and he didn't do that safely. There's contact, and that again would have incurred another penalty from the stewards. What we're going to do is let the guys go around a little bit more of this lap. I think we've kind of shown where to give space. That at this point last lap, Ryan was forced off the track with a bit of contact from Chris. We've seen there's the dive bombs that didn't work into turn 1. There was contact cars into the wall, but they're going to take it a bit steadier down here through Ascari. And then what we're going to look at is we're going to ask Ryan to drop back a little bit. And then what's going to happen is the two guys in front, Chris is in second, he's going to play the role of a lapped car. So Ryan's going to come through now. He's going to play the role of a lapped car, and he just kind of moves a little bit out the way there and just allows the Aston. Connor's going to do the same. Oh, we're going to let Connor go now. Connor goes around the Parabolica, and Ryan's going to do the same thing to Connor. We're on board with Ryan. So Ryan's going to back off, allow Connor to go there. Connor just tried to move out of the way. It's very difficult on this track. Cold tyres because the guys aren't actually at racing speed. So there you go. Connor's lap car. He's going to move over to the right hand side now, or not. Moves over out of the braking zone, brakes very early, and does allow Ryan pass. Now, blue flags is something that we know we have ghosting on. We know that drivers are trying to run their own race, but the blue flags are showing. They will show for a little while. I think this is just getting a bit. This is getting personal out there between Connor and Ryan as well. But if blue flags are shown, Connor backed out halfway down that straight early into the braking zone where it was safe to do so. We're going to ask them to do that one again. There was a little bit of, I think, confusion. It was a bit short-sighted, to be honest. So Ryan's in the lead here. Chris is going to be in second. He's going to drop back through the Lesmos, is Chris. Ryan's going to come through the Lesmos. Connor's going to hand back from this one as well at the moment. Now, Chris is going to go full chat down the straight. Ryan is ahead. Oh, sorry. He's hard tyres. Causing a spin. Wait for him to catch up. We'll do that down the back straight instead. So Connor's ahead. Connor's going to act as blue flags. Actually, both Connor and Ryan can act as blue flag drivers. So Chris is going to drop back now. Let them go a little bit further down the straight. Now he's going to go. The two ahead will have seen blue flags. There are blue flags waving in this scenario. You can see Ryan's already moved over to the right hand side. Connor then does exactly the same thing. They stop their scrap. Chris is on the racing line and can continue on his way. That is how you do it. That was in a safe space. We do ask drivers to go at the safest place possible, and that was perfect. Absolutely perfect from those two there. And the way that they both moved there, we can actually get 2 into 1 with this. That's the awareness in qualifying as well. Chris was coming at a lot faster pace than Ryan and Connor were. They could have been on an outlap or on an in-lap in qualifying, and they moved out of the way for the other driver in the best and quickest spot possible. So allowed Chris to not have to take avoiding action. They made them move clear to get off the racing line, and allowed Chris to continue, get his qualifying lap in, or continue on his race if he was one of the leaders going through lapped cars. I think we've pretty much covered all we wanted to cover tonight, folks. We might just run through a little bit of space, just because Ryan and Chris there are together. So we're going to look, this is them side by side into the Lesmos. They had contact. Chris, I think he was gone on a curb, but didn't really give the room. Ryan left loads of room on the inside. Chris has unfortunately had a spin. But you'd have to say, from that Ryan left the room. Chris didn't give racing room to Ryan on the outside. There was contact. Front wheel to back wheel caused the defending driver, Chris, in this instance, to have a spin. Now the two side by side into Ascari. All together. Coming up again to Parabolica, we're going to watch one or two of the drivers going wide, and then the person in the background, which in this instance is Chris, is just going to watch, and Ryan on the outside is going to come on, but he's going to come on safely, so Chris will hand back, or going wide himself. I actually think they're struggling for heat in the tyres at the moment. But we'll watch it go around again. We'll go through these chicanes. They're going to have a little bit of wheel-to-wheel action, but they are not necessarily fighting for position. There's going to be no contact between them. But they will give each other enough space. We're on board with Chris because he is watching the trio ahead. Look at Ryan in the slipstream from Connor. Look at that, in the inside. Connor does give racing room there, Ryan on the inside. Connor gives racing room now. Connor on the inside going into turn 4. Outbreaks himself slightly, which will have forced Ryan off the track. He's backed out actually by Ryan. Saw it coming. And that could technically be classed from Connor as a bit of a dive bomb. Side by side, but very late on the brakes, and that could very easily have ended up in damage, in contact, and, well, potentially a DNF from there. However, in terms of awareness, Ryan will have known he was there, so the general awareness from Ryan saw him with the red markers as the two ahead going through Ascari. Connor lets push through, gives plenty of space there where Chris was alongside. Connor knew he was there, gave the racing room. So let's have a look and see if Chris and Connor go wide. Ryan's going to drop back and just through Parabolica. They'll run a little bit wide. So Ryan there on the racing line, but look at that, gives room so the guys can rejoin safely. And look at Chris, he came back on track very, very late there, which is perfect for this corner to show that he came onto track safely. He didn't rush back onto track. Was made sure that he didn't cause any driver to alter their steering, alter their throttle, alter the line as well. So that was good awareness from Chris, and a really good way to look at rejoining the track safely. It's easy to do around here, but there are other tracks where it is difficult, especially, for example, through a chicane. If you're coming on the right-hand side, and then the next turn comes is a right-hander, and you then find yourself on the inside, it's not easy to do. But look at this side-by-side there. So look at that, Chris, giving room to Ryan there. It was just one of those places you can't actually pass, but that was enough room through there from Chris to Ryan. But Ryan smartly backs out of that one. But we've just highlighted tonight, folks, look at this, where Ryan actually going down into Ascari. Look at the room given. Chris backs out, runs wide purposely there. He can't get the car. That's just 2 into 1, doesn't go around there. But Chris really getting a bit of a tank slap on again with his tyres. But good racing room given. Very good racing room. Very good awareness from Chris and Ryan there, just to keep the cars technically on track and away from each other. Ryan runs wide. See, Connor's got the inside line. Backs out, knows that Ryan's going to come back on track somewhere. And look at that, Ryan comes back on really late through that corner, just to make sure that he's in the best possible place and doesn't interfere with another driver's line too much. So there are a few of the points, folks, that we just wanted to cover. It's a bit difficult to orchestrate this, I'm not going to lie, but we have tried our best. Hopefully there will be some hints that you'll have gleaned from this, and a few bits that you'll be able to take. If you have any questions, of course, please drop us all a message on the Discord, of course. We're always happy to help. I know we've got our own driver coaches as well this time, so they're always happy to help all the drivers as well. So thank you if you have tuned in, and thank you for giving this a watch. And hopefully this will help especially some of the newer drivers, just with some of that on-track awareness. Dive bombs late on the brakes is a bit of a no. It's got to be safe. You've got to make the driver aware of your intentions as well. If you're too far back, it's a long game, F1. It's not over in one lap. We're not doing 5 lap races. It's a 50%. It's a long championship as well. So look at that. So that's a great move there from Chris. Got the run on Connor, and it wasn't too late in the brakes, and it was clean. Connor saw what Chris was doing. He saw the mirrors and allowed him through. Very good racing move. That's good racing from Connor, and good awareness as well. And he's going to do the same. Is he going to into Parabolica? He is. Chris gives room on that inside line, and Connor takes that move back as well. So perfect driving from those two to showcase how an overtake, a late on the brake overtake, should be done. So that's fantastic to see that those guys are able to give each other that racing room, that respect on track as well. And then look at this. And McLaren and the Williams having all the fun. Ryan's missing out. He wants to join in. But thank you very much for watching, folks. Hopefully we'll do some of these later on in the season. Any questions, you know where to find us on the Discord. We're always happy to help. And even if you message the stewards, just ask questions. We're always there to help and clarify. But thanks for watching, everybody. And we will see you during the season. And best of luck to everybody. And take care.